You must have heard that the United Nations Security Council has passed the Gaza ceasefire resolution, mandating an immediate halt to hostilities in the Gaza Strip. But will this resolution truly change anything on the ground? It seems unlikely. Unfortunately, it appears to be another one of those political statements that fail to bring about concrete action. If Israel violates the resolution, the UN won't be able to take effective measures. And it's highly probable that Israel will not comply with the resolution and will ignore it. There is no consensus within Netanyahu's war cabinet regarding adherence to the resolution. Israel remains steadfast in its commitment to completely eradicate Hamas. So, let's face the harsh reality. Achieving peace in Gaza, the unconditional release of hostages, and unrestricted humanitarian access are unlikely to occur anytime soon. The United Nations state of paralysis is nothing new. There is ample evidence that the organization has failed to fulfill its goal of preventing war and maintaining global peace. The world hasn't forgotten numerous instances where the UN merely acted as a spectator and stood by as people were killed and displaced. This is why the United Nations is often described as a paper tiger. At best, it can describe situations and appeal for peace, but it has little influence when it comes to actually managing conflicts on the ground. The Gaza conflict is its latest failure, and given its current structure, it certainly won't be the last. For 3 decades, the UN has failed to reform its Security Council. The original powers that established the UN after World War II secured permanent seats for themselves, granting them veto power over significant decisions. This arrangement is inherently undemocratic as it silences the voices of many nations. Instead, a select group of countries impose their decisions on the world stage, often using their veto power to serve their own strategic interests. The United Nations fails to adequately represent current geopolitical and economic realities, rendering it increasingly irrelevant. Its focus is disproportionately centered on North America and Europe, while Asia is underrepresented and Latin America and Africa remain largely unrepresented. It's absurd to exclude India from a permanent seat on the UNSC, considering its substantial global population share of nearly 18% and its significant role in global affairs. Similarly, the African Union's call for permanent seats on the Security Council for African nations falls on deaf ears, despite Africa's population accounting for over 18% globally and the continent having over 25% of UN members. Latin America and the Caribbean, home to over 8% of the global population, also lack adequate representation. The official name of North Korea is the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, but it's widely recognized that it falls short of being democratic, representative of the people, or a true republic. Similarly, the title United Nations might seem ironic, as unity among nations on various issues is often elusive within the organization. Referring to it as the dividing nations might be more accurate. The UN often serves as a platform for geopolitical competition, where powerful countries seek to influence and impose decisions on the world. The global order is changing, and power dynamics are shifting. Undemocratic organizations like the UN are being overlooked, while more democratic entities such as the G20 and the minilaterals like the Quad grouping are assuming a more prominent role in global affairs. The US is the largest contributor to the UN's general operating budget and its peacekeeping missions. Given its significant financial contribution, the US holds considerable influence at the UN. As a country deeply concerned about democracy worldwide, perhaps it should begin by addressing the ultra-undemocratic organization headquartered in its very own New York City.